Yeah, I do. It's Hallam FM, 7 minutes past 8, Big John at breakfast. Hello. Back from the weekend. You're right there, Monday morning. We've made it. It's going to be fine. A blanket of snow and ice. We'll keep you updated. Any school problems, any problems on the roads, and right now...
It's Big John versus Janine.
Challenge round 4, set by the management. This is an opportunity for Janine to level the scores, and we found out last week the challenge is the scary job interview. Who comes across best? Don't even know what the job is. The champion wins a week off work. Normally it's a nasty forfeit for the loser, but this is actually quite... So, let's get some suitable music. Yes. The interviewer. Who have we got?
We have Gavin Mochan from MyJobGroup.co.uk on the phone.
Hello.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm very well. Yourself?
Scared.
You sound lovely.
Stop sucking up, John.
You've got a lovely laugh as well.
How are you, Janine?
I'm all right, thanks. I'm a bit nervous.
Are you? Why would you be nervous?
Because I don't know what's going to happen to me.
Because she wants a week off work.
Well, the stakes are high, that's for sure.
So, what's going to happen?
Well, give you a bit of background. The interview itself will last 45 minutes. So it certainly will be. It'll be intense, but it should be fun as well at the same time.
How is it going to be fun?
Well, I'm sure you guys are familiar with working under pressure, and I suppose that's what an interview is. Yeah. Over the last decade or so, I've interviewed probably in the thousands of individuals. So certainly I'm experienced enough to know what a good interview should sound and look like. And I've seen some bad ones along the way as well.
The difficulty I'm having is that, first of all, can I just say, you sound lovely.
Stop it!
The difficulty I'm having is that we don't know the job. This is just sort of like a generic, random interview. We don't know what the job could possibly be, so it's difficult to prepare for it.
Well, no. I think what you've got to do is highlight your strengths and show how they could fit in and be adaptable in almost any role. What I would say is I'm not prepared to disclose what the actual position is until the process has been completed.
Process?
Would you say that you're quite harsh? You're going to ask us some scary questions?
Well, as the accent could probably tell you, I'm Scottish. I'm fairly direct.
I love Scotland.
If you think about what an actual interview is, it's an opportunity for an employer and the potential employee to assess strengths and weaknesses. It's an assessment of risk, I suppose. And as an employer, I want to mitigate that risk by asking you and understanding those strengths and weaknesses. So some of the questions will be intense. Some of them are designed to expose potential weaknesses. But of course, as an employer, we're also looking for individuals to turn that in and make the best of what a potential weakness could be.
Is the interview today?
No, it'll be tomorrow morning at 10 a.m.
Oh, no!
As I mentioned, it'll last for a period of 45 minutes. After that interview, you'll be sent away to complete a psychometric test.
Oh, my God!
A test? Another test?
It should last about 15 minutes, the psychometric element of the process.
Right.
The best advice I would give you there is be truthful. These tests are designed for anybody who tries to manipulate the test, and that will show up in the results.
You are my new best friend, and we've got a lot in common, and we're going to have I'm really looking forward to just hanging with you tomorrow, and thank you very much. Lovely to meet you.
Oh, you're very welcome. And I'll speak to you tomorrow at 10.
What a lovely man.
See you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow, Janine.
I like him.
Okay.
A lot. It's Hallam FM, 8:11.
I'm feeling sexy and free. Like glitter's raining on me. You like dance.
Here comes trouble. Flipping trouble. Taylor Swift. I knew you were trouble. It's Hallam FM. Good morning. It's Big John at breakfast. 8:24.
It's Big John versus Janine.
Round 4 of our challenges. Janine has the chance to level the scores. This one is the scary job interview, like they have at the end of The Apprentice. Whoever comes across best, according to the management, gets a week off work. Although someone said if they win, whoever it is wins the week off work, it might be that they win a week off work here at Hallam FM, but they get to do a week of work of the job they're going for, which is a horrible spin on it. And if it turns out that's the truth, then I'm tendering my resignation here and now. So at 10 o'clock yesterday, I went first, and it was one-on-one in a room with a microphone and a man in a silver grey suit.
This was a professional interviewer. This was Gavin from MyJobGroup.co.uk, and he interviews people day in, day out. And we set up a microphone in the interview room, and you guys were both very nervous, weren't you?
Yeah.
You had a 45-minute interview each, followed by a little test. And we're going to start by finding out how Big John went on.
Hello.
Hello, John.
Hello.
I'm Gavin. Nice to meet you.
I'm John.
Would you like to grab a seat?
Thank you very much.
Okay, so just to do the formal introduction, John, you know my name's Gavin Mochan. It's my pleasure to interview you for the future position.
Oh, just hearing it back, it just makes me petrified.
It's scary.
Hello, yes, no, my name's John.
You drank a lot of water, didn't you? I could hear you slurping water throughout the whole thing. Such a dry mouth. So the interview started, and you were telling him all about how important it was to get to know listeners and all that sort of thing. You sounded quite, on it. But then he asked you this question.
What do you know about me?
I know you're a fantastic bloke, Gavin. And
How do you know that?
No, you're right, I don't.
I know
How do
you're
you know
a
that?
fantastic bloke.
How do you know that? I don't.
You suck up.
That wasn't going to work, was it? You were really trying, weren't you? To charm him.
It's shockingly embarrassing, this, isn't it?
So then Gavin had a question for you.
As the main presenter on your show, you take a leadership role. What qualities do you think a leader should possess?
I'm going to stop that there. What do we think then? What sort of qualities should...
I love the way you thought I took a
possess
leadership role
as a leader.
on the show. You're the producer of this show.
I think that it should be to motivate your team.
Is that a quality, though? Do you need clarity? What do you need? Focus?
Yeah. Focus,
Good listening
dedication,
skills?
good communicator.
Shall we see how John answered that?
Every time we open that microphone, we'll decide where we're going with this, what we're talking about, and where do we want to get to. By doing that, I set that. I do, in a way, lead. Some people say I direct it. It's a little bit like an orchestra. I need a little bit more violins. I need a little bit more
Do you
producing.
think the title should be director, John?
Yes.
Yes. Justify that to me.
No, I think I was probably joking there.
Directed violins. What on earth? This sounds like some sort of orchestra.
I just open my mouth and start talking, and then I forget what the question is.
Slurping the water.
The little
Justify that to me. I don't know.
But he was working through your CV as a way to
he
walk through
talked
the
about the
interview,
CV loads.
and there was a bit of a mistake on there.
In your CV, you describe yourself as a perfectionist. Did you spell check your CV, John?
Oh dear.
There's a couple of spelling mistakes in there. I live and breath my work.
I live and breath my work.
my work.
Oh, I can't believe you didn't spell check.
This is brilliant.
There was something else on the CV that...
Yes, there was.
Did you
something-
notice?
Yeah, that you messed up, yeah.
Yeah, I'm very...
Sure, yeah,
embarrassed.
let's listen to
I'm
that.
Very embarrassed.
You'd mentioned your daughter a couple of times. It was interesting in your CV. You tell us that you're married to Dell, and you're very proud you've got this Jack Russell dog. And you tended to forget her in the CV.
I didn't put her on there.
Yeah. Copy your CV here. Family background. Mention your dad, your brother, married to Dell, Jack Russell dog. Seem to forget her there. But in your work life, do you tend to forget some important information?
No, not at all. I'm a meticulous man who is very interested in detail. I don't know how I've forgotten my own daughter on my CV.
I'm a meticulous man that's forgotten all about my daughter. Ooh.
That was horrible. No, that's just half of it. There's more highlights coming up, and we'll get the results, and we'll find out which is the winner tomorrow morning on Hallam FM.
You light the skies up above me.
Hallam FM, Big John at Breakfast Management's idea to set Janine and I a challenge. This is the fourth of our challenges. And they coaxed us in with a little bit of cheese. No, they coaxed us in with the with the hope that one of us will win a week off work, which is great. I've realised that's great, but actually it's just humiliating listening to yourself back.
You know what?
In a scary job interview.
I've got stomach ache just thinking about the fact that you're going to hear this now.
I know. So it was recorded. We're on our own with this guy. If you're going to introduce him.
Yeah, this is Gavin interviewing Janine this time. He's from MyJobGroup.co.uk, and she got off to quite a confident start.
Hello, Janine.
Hello. Nice to meet you.
Pleased to meet you.
My sat over here.
Take a seat.
Thank you.
You see, your voice wasn't wobbling, you hadn't got a dry mouth like John yet, but you were, I thought you were quite chatty, you did a lot of talking, but Gavin got straight to work with quite a tricky question.
On a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being perfect, how well do you think you perform in your current role?
He asked me that.
That's a tricky one, isn't it?
Well, you can't say 10 because you come across too cocky and you'll just write it down. But if you say too less, too little...
yourself out of
yes,
the job.
I think I said 9.
Did you?
I would have thought, I expected a 9 from Janine. What do you think Janine said? Let's find out.
So it wasn't 9 then?
7.
7?
Yeah.
So what's stopping you from being a 10?
There you go.
What's stopping me from being a 10? I think I need to be here a little bit longer. I think that John's been here for 12 years, which is a long time.
13.
And producer James has been here for 8 years. So I think with more time in my job, I can work up to being an 8, 9, 10.
So just some time. Just leave me. Don't sack me. Just keep me here.
If you let me stay,
I'll get better.
I can't imagine how she's gonna change and get any better than this.
But then he got a killer question.
What do you think of your boss?
That is such a horrible question.
Now, if you know it's being recorded as well.
I know.
Let's see what she said.
I like my boss. I think he's very honest, and I also appreciate the feedback that he gives us. I actually believe in it.
I really appreciate the feedback. I like my boss.
I think she actually leant into the microphone at that
I like
point.
my boss.
I like my boss.
I think he's very honest.
Oh, I really appreciate the feedback.
Oh, shut up.
So-
I'm in a job interview.
I think he knew what you were doing, so he took this a little bit further.
If you could improve one thing about them, what would it be?
I don't think there actually is anything, if I'm honest.
You're talking about you couldn't improve your boss. Morning, Owen.
Well, what are you supposed to say?
Well, he's testing you, isn't he?
So you really believe that your boss has got nothing they could improve upon?
Not at the moment, no.
Do you think he was convinced with that?
Yeah, he did a lot of that with me.
Isn't that a chance for you to say how you'd improve a business and what you could do and whether you're honest?
You know what? I think that is a really difficult question.
It is. Because normally you're in a room on your own and you can be a little bit more honest because there's so many things wrong with our boss. Flipping heck.
And he wouldn't really let go of this guy. Gavin was tying you up a bit with this question.
On your CV, you again very proudly state that you've interviewed pop stars, sports personalities, comedians, high-profile actors, celebrity chefs even.
Celebrity chefs even.
You think you're just in this job for the showbiz?
No, I really don't. You don't get me wrong, it's great to be able to talk to people like that, and it is fun, and that is an advantage
But I'm here to just read the travel news.
of this job that you wouldn't have in anywhere else, but I'm not really the kind of person that gets starstruck by people.
Oh, shut up!
But even in your achievements, which are about you as an individual, you feel compelled to say that you worked with a legendary soap star?
Well, in my eyes, that is an achievement. He was a bit of a legend.
Is it their achievement or yours?
Yeah.
Yeah, this is when you did panto with someone from Home and Away.
It's a great question, though. Is that their achievement or yours?
And then you don't know what to say because you feel stupid, don't you?
Yeah.
Listen, I forgot to put Tilly on my CV. I didn't spell check my CV. He ruined me. And anyway, one of us is getting fired.
I'm so embarrassed.
One of us getting a week off work, and we will find out the answers and the results inside the next half an hour. We're getting feedback on both our interviews from Gavin. Is that just after the news?
Yes, it is.
Oh, no.
Hallam FM News.
Another important report following the Hillsborough disaster. More in Hallam FM News next.
Hallam FM travel news. All the updates as they happen.
With TravelSouthYorkshire.com. Plan your journey online. There's a burst water main in Sheffield. Archer Road's closed off. That's between Fraser Road and Hutcliffe Wood Road by Sainsbury's.
If you're thinking of selling your car...
Just great. Bruno Mars. Locked Out of Heaven, Hallam FM, the best variety of hits. Big John at breakfast. Ooh. 8:24. Brilliant, brilliant, brilliant. It's the Scary Job interview challenge between myself and Janine. We've had Janine's feedback from her interview, and now Gavin on the phone once again. Our interview from MyJobGroup.co.uk. Let's have it.
Yeah, John. Let's start with the positives. You came across as a very hard-working individual. Extremely. Believe it or not, well, you certainly tried to portray that to me.
Absolutely.
You know that, well, your show might be a certain segment of your day. There's a lot more that goes on behind the scenes.
I believed it.
Well, Janine, you did say to me yourself that he was the creative power behind the show at some point.
Is that what you said? I'm the creative power.
I don't think I ever said you were the power, no.
Come on, don't fall out now.
On the areas for improvement, you know, John's
Well, that's it. We've got enough time now for Gavin, but thanks very much. Have a lovely day.
Oh, come on.
Gavin.
No way.
John, remember I'm still in control here, so
Okay.
carry on. Some of the areas for improvement were obviously, you know, John's a very skilled presenter. One of the biggest things that I think he missed out on is at the beginning of the interview, and it's something that can be overlooked by many interviews. The opportunity to ask questions was absolutely critical at the beginning of an interview. You know, Gavin, what are you looking to the ideal candidate to show and display to you today in order to be successful? And what was interesting is when I asked him a competency-based question around how he builds rapport with somebody live on air, he said it was critical to understand them and ask them questions early on. Yet, it perhaps overlooked the opportunity to do that with me.
Yeah.
You would actually come across as more considered if you ask the questions that are important at the beginning. You know, what 2-3 things would the ideal candidate demonstrate to you today? And then when you answer your future questions, align it to those original answers at the beginning of the interview. You'll perform significantly better. And what's most important is you'll concentrate in the areas which is most important to the actual employer.
Yeah. So that's good. That bodes well for the results. So we're going to play a song and then we'll get the results. We're going to find out who's won this thing, who's come across best, and we'll find out the results on the psychometric test. We'll find out what the actual role of the job we were being interviewed for is, and ultimately which of myself and Janine will win that week off work. This is Hallam FM.
Complicated, it always is. That's just the way it is.
Happy Easter, South Yorkshire. It's going to be a cold one, isn't it? The kids are breaking up. Hopefully it's a good one. Free Fruit Friday at our School of the Week. Good morning, Ramby Church of England Primary at Retford. That's Pink on Hallam FM. Big John at breakfast.
It's Big John versus Janine.
A challenge set by the management. An opportunity for Janine to level the scores. Round 4 and the Scary Job interview challenge. We both sat. A one-on-one interview, and now the results. The winner, the one who comes across best, wins a week off work. And from MySheffieldJobs.co.uk, our interviewer is Gavin Mochan, and he's on the phone. Morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
Very well, yourself?
Yeah.
A little nervous?
Yeah.
A lot of anticipation?
Yeah.
It's been quite embarrassing, the whole process, really. Playing the clips has been embarrassing, and now being judged on the radio. So we can't impress you anymore now. So from this point on, we can be quite rude to you, can't we? I understand.
Don't be rude.
Well, bear in mind, I do have some feedback I could give you. Some of it's more scathing than others, so
Yes.
fire away.
Oh no, let's go for
we
the.
could take a shot each if you like, John.
Oh dear. So who should we start with first then, Janine?
Starting with Janine, of course, as you would expect, very confident being a presenter. She came across very confident in an interview, extremely bubbly. What I did get a real sense of is that she's a really strong team player. You can tell she thrives in that sort of team environment. They were some big positives from the interview.
Were there any negatives, or are you just saying the nice stuff?
No, absolutely not. That will come now. Being a very, very strong team player, I often felt that when I asked you some of the more difficult questions, like, if you could improve one thing about the boss, what's your opinion of them? You're very much non-committal, Janine. It was very much standing on, sitting on the fence, which that might not be your strongest area.
What should people say then? If they're in an interview and people ask about their boss, what can they say without getting into trouble?
I think you can reassess the real positives and why you enjoy working with the individual. However, at times, there could be an element of this that they could do better. Or maybe you could say, look, this is how I'm motivated. This is what my boss tends to do, but this is what really motivates me. And I think that if I was pushed more in this direction, I would get better results.
The problem I found with that question is I have absolutely no fault in my boss at all. He's a great guy, fantastic. And so I was being honest when I said that he was fine and he's a good guy.
And we know that he's going to be listening.
But there is ways that you should be managing upwards and influencing the people above you, and it's a key skill to have. We trade one against the other.
The other one, I don't know what you feel about this. The other one with me for motivating the boss is if I just sulk for a bit.
And to motivate me, just bring me some bacon butties. That'll do. Just food.
There was an easy answer in there then.
Right, feedback from me next. Hallam FM.
End of season push today. The emergency loan window will close at 5 o'clock. And Andy Murray aims for a place in the semi-finals of the Miami Masters tennis later. The British #1 takes on Croatia's Marin Cilic in the last 8. Hallam FM 3-day weather. Some showers today, highs of 3, mostly cloudy tomorrow, some sunny spells on Saturday. That's the latest.
Sorry about
that. Is the latest. I'm Matt Jones.
It's Big John versus Janine.
This is it then. Stakes are quite high. One of us is going to win a week off work.
Please.
Challenge set by, it was the management's idea, the Scary Job interview challenge. Both sat the interviews. We've had the feedback now from MyJobGroup.co.uk. Our interviewer, Gavin, on the phone. You got the results then?
Yeah, the results are most definitely in. What I can tell you is somebody has scored 87% suited to the role that I have in place.
Wow.
The other has scored 82%.
82.
So it's close.
Can you tell us what the role is now then, Gavin?
Yeah, I can. The role I have is personal assistant to the company director.
Personal assistant to a company director.
A PA?
A secretary.
PA?
It's a PA?
No.
Yeah.
A PA does a lot more than a secretary. The PA sits in a very diverse role where you could really be asked anything. And if you think about some of the feedback that I've given, your PA to a company director really can be the eyes and ears of the organisation.
So there's 5% difference in it. And is this the result of the psychometric test, or is this for everything? Overall. This
is the results actually of the psychometric test in terms of your suitability. Now these psychometric tests analyses in excess of 2 million high-performing individuals.
Wow. So factoring in our interview and the psychometric test, are you about to tell us who's won the week off work?
Yes. After I've analysed the results, I've considered the interview. We've looked at the analytical results from the psychometric test. I can tell you that the winner of the week off work is John.
I'm genuinely surprised about that. I genuinely thought Janine got that.
Did you really?
I did as well.
She packed a bag.
I really did. I thought then when we got our feedback, that's it. I've done it.
That's just upset the whole of South Yorkshire. Everybody on Team Janine, and everyone was on Team Janine, now hate me even more. Oh, well, thanks very much for that. I've just won a week off work. This is brilliant. Thank you so much, Gavin.
Oh, you're very welcome, and I must say you both performed very, very well.
Gavin was the interviewer, and he was fantastic, and thank you so much. And
Yeah, thanks a bunch, Gavin.
I'm 5%. I'm 5% better at being a secretary than Janine. Hallam FM.
Just shoot for the